A podcast? Did your radio show get canceled?
Fire. Low down and filthy, but the discipline is on point. Schooled myself, made my own dojo. A cold flow with the whole dose of soul. Maintain composure, even in theory. An anomaly, properties undiscernible to mere peasants. Use weapons that level entire area. Scarier than an outbreak of malaria.
This week on the $1 Million Plan, our guest is named Brian. He's trying to figure out what to do next. He's recovered from a tough situation, but now I think he's spinning his wheels. So we're going to try to get him unstuck, and he joins us now. Hello, Brian.
Hi, Pete.
You know, it's important you know, on the last podcast, I threatened to kick the guest in the privates for not having enough life insurance. And I feel like you should know that, because I'm sort of a tough guy.
Sounds good.
Well, I know. I mean, that's a good way to start a conversation. He was in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, definitely. It's
like I was going to drive to Pennsylvania to kick a man in the privates. But anyway, Brian.
Well, I'm a lot closer to you, so I should probably go buy a cup.
That's exactly right. You got to protect that area. So what's going on? Tell me what's happening here.
All right. So my wife and I, when we got married, we've been married for almost 9 years now. We both came into the marriage with a substantial amount of debt, and not just debt. You know, we had some collections we were dealing with at the time, and we've spent the last 9 years or so trying to dig ourselves out of that mess. We're finally, within the last 2 years, you know, on the right side of that, I guess. We've paid off somewhere around $40,000 over the last couple of years.
That's great.
And you know, I have no, I guess, consumer debt besides I have about $15,000 left on a student loan, and really that's about it. We got a few little medical things, but we're kind of, now that we're on the right side of the debt track here, trying to figure out maybe what's next. Should I continue attacking that debt, or I have very little in retirement at this point, and kind of just trying to figure out what the next step is for us.
Sure. So, first of all, congrats. That's big. That's good stuff. I bet as soon as that all went away, the stress went away as well, for at least a short time, right?
Oh, my goodness, absolutely.
But it sounds like the stress is back.
Then I started listening to you and realized, that I need $1 million to retire, and I'm like, well, now I'm stressed again.
Well, that's what I hear. That's what I do. I ruin people's lives, Brian. Or I kick them between the legs. So okay, your household income, well, last year was $65,000. Nicole, let's look at Brian's financial life here. Last year you made $65,000 a household, but this year it could go up $15,000 to $20,000, huh?
So here's my situation. I'm for the last several years, I've worked for my father as basically a roofing contractor, salesman, job manager, whatever you want to call it there.
Sure.
And in the last year, I've moved into more of a partner role.
Nice.
And based on the way trajectory is going this year, and honestly, we've had a pretty slow year up until
the hailstorm.
Last month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now with this hailstorm, I'm on track right now for 80 to 85, but I'm thinking, you know, we could easily go into the six figures this year if all goes well.
But that's this year, right? And there's no reason to think that would happen again next year, to be honest, right?
No guarantees, right? I mean, I would say a pretty good baseline average would be 60 to 70 every year for a household income.
Okay.
This year could be quite a bit more.
So, and when we pulled up the graphic for those watching at PeteThePlanner.tv, and you don't have a lot saved for retirement, but you are actively saving a lot for retirement right now. Is that right? I mean, you're putting away how much were you put over $1,000 away for retirement a month right now, or is that what you're hoping to do?
That's probably more based on what I'm hoping to do.
Okay.
Right now, I'm putting in the company matches 2%, so I'm doing that. We're trying to figure out. My wife just qualified for 401k like this month, and we're trying to figure out how much to put in on hers, but she only makes like 25 a year right now.
Sure. So, so are you at 40 then, and she's at 25?
That would be a good base, yeah.
Okay. Kids? How many? Did you say you have kids?
We have 2 kids, yep, a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Are they loud?
Yeah, can be.
Oh my gosh.
Probably louder than yours.
I don't know about that. I mean, I don't want to get in a loud kid contest, but I'm pretty sure I've got the Michael Jordan of loud kids. So, all right, interesting. But you've got $10,000 in medical bills and $15,000 in student loans. Are those medical bills, is that an ongoing issue in which you could accumulate more bills, or is that something from the past?
No, that was a previous deal where we didn't have insurance at the time, and we're just plugging away at that.
Yeah. So how much are you paying, do you think? I mean, of your $65,000 a year sort of base income as a household, how much do you think you're paying towards that every month?
Not near enough.
Okay. And student loans probably in the same boat?
We're putting we're putting more towards the student loans right now than anything. But
yeah.
But that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out is if we do have a pretty good surplus this year, is it best to try to get those both knocked out so we can start going more aggressive at the retirement, or should I be putting those on just kind of minimum so we can start ramping up the retirement, or kind of wanting your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is a great question. I'm really into this. Okay, so so I have a million questions. If your income ramps up this year, won't you know it as it's happening? It's not like at the end.
It's already starting to happen.
Okay, so are you taking advantage of that?
It is going to happen. It's just a matter of.
So if your base income is $3,600 a month right now,
I'm sorry, I lost you there. You still there?
Yeah, base income you said is about $3,600 a month right now. So if your income is creeping up right now, are you seeing like $4,500 a month right now? Like, what are you seeing?
It's kind of, it varies because it's kind of profit sharing / commission based.
Yeah.
But I'd say I'm getting close to $800 or $900 extra per paycheck right now.
And how often are you paid?
Every week.
Every week?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so
it may not always be that, but right now that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Okay, so here's the great fear. And hopefully, look, you've got fears, you've got concerns, and they're great, and I'm not dismissing them, but my fear is pretty big for you right now. It's that if your lifestyle expands 1 ounce right now, if you have a good week and you say, honey, we're going to Red Lobster, we're going to have Cheddar Bay biscuits until we can't walk. First of all, it's not healthy. Second of all, dude, you're in big trouble. Because, the reason you tried to get out of debt and the reason you paid off so much debt is that you wanted to prepare yourself so that when an opportunity came, you could take advantage of that and do good with it, right?
Right.
We're here, my man. We are here. This is it. This is what it looks like. And that's why we're on this call, right? You understand that you are currently in the midst of, oh my gosh, here it comes, right?
Right.
There's a lot of pressure behind this, by the way. I'm not gonna get too dramatic here, but it's possible. It's possible you don't see this opportunity again for years. I mean, I don't know.
It is possible.
I'm not a hail czar, right? I have hail damage on my roof as it is. And we already hired a contractor, by the way, so let's not transition this to you selling me a roof.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I could feel that. I could feel that coming. No worries. So we have to make sure if it's $800 more per paycheck every single week, we have to do something with $800 every week. Right now.
Right.
Oh my gosh. All right. So here's where I'm going. Do you have a savings account? What's your savings account?
Yeah, we've got about 7 or 8 right now in an emergency fund.
700,000 or 800,000?
No, 7 or 8,000.
Oh, okay. People say something to me. We make 120. What's that even mean? Okay, so 7,000 to 8,000. That's great. That's great. Stop putting money there, Brian.
Okay.
Fake name Brian. You know how hard it is for me to not call people by their right name when I'm staring at your name.
Well, the reason I chose that name is I get called that enough. I didn't
That's hilarious.
figure I would have a hard time answering to it.
Do you know? Maybe I've said on the show before. Do you know what people call me on a regular basis? Like if I give my name at a restaurant. Do you know what the name I'm called the most?
No.
Keith.
Keith.
Yeah, I say Pete, and they hear Keith, and so they'll call out like a, like a unicorn latte or whatever, and they'll go, unicorn lady drink for Keith, and then I'll be like, oh, thank you, and then I just hope that no one recognizes me. Okay, so the question is, do we swing hard at the medical bills at $10,000 and student loans at $15,000? Because the emergency fund is funded, or do we get your $1 million plan cranking away? You are suggesting, and I hope you understand this, you're suggesting you're making $3,600 more a month than normal right now by $800 a week. You understand that's what you're telling me?
Yeah. And it may, there's no telling how long that's going to last. I just know that's the last couple weeks that's been the track.
And by the way, that's $900 a week, which would give you 36. So how much are you paying towards your student loans each month?
Right now, honestly, not much, like $150, $200.
And the medical bills, you're paying less than that.
Yeah. So we've been taking, we kind of went towards the, I think you call it the debt momentum approach.
Sure.
And so those have been kind of on the higher list, and we've cranked out a bunch of the other stuff and paid off the car and all that good stuff. And so now, like, we just made the last payment on the car like last month, and ready to figure out what to do with what's coming.
What was that payment?
$250.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. I got a plan. Here's what we're going to do. I am terrified for you, my friend. I'm terrified that when all the hail bruises are fixed, I don't know what you call them. I'm going to call them bruises. When all that's fixed and your income maybe goes back to a different level, that we need two things accomplished. We need less debt, and we also need to have taken advantage of getting some money in your 401k so it can crank up. So you need to crank up your 401k percentage the second we get off the phone. Like,
okay.
It's got to go up. Let's argue that you need to put $400 a month or a week more towards your medical bill, and $400 a week more towards your 401k. So we're just going to split it. Okay, we're gonna split the glory. But you get paid on Fridays. Sorry, we're talking on a Friday here.
Yeah, Fridays. Yep.
Okay, so you got your paycheck already today?
Well, it's written, but I haven't picked it up yet.
Okay, I can go get it. What's the address? I'm just kidding. Don't tell me. But do you know how much it is in relation to your normal one?
I don't know what this one is now.
Okay, so when you get it, what your goal is to just take how much it is over the normal amount, divide by 2, and then put half in the 401k, which, I mean, you can't sort of do retroactively, but that's what you would increase the 401k level to, so for the next pay it would be there. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of a trick.
Okay, yep.
But then you better make a payment. I mean, I'm asking you to make a payment 4 times a month on your medical bills.
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass, right?
Would you go with the medical bill over the student loan, considering the interest?
I mean, technically the right way is to go student loans, but I think it's going to be, I'm just doing the math here. You can pay off the medical bills 4 to 5 months sooner.
Yeah.
So I'd rather you do the medical bills.
Okay.
Because look, you owe $25,000 to the world. Some of it has an interest rate on it that will cost you, but if you're looking to, again, take advantage of momentum and to take advantage of your so the flaws you've had in the past of the way you've thought financially, you need zero balances. I mean, and you know that. That's why you did the momentum method in the first place. So, it's almost like I don't have a great answer for you long term here because you are seasonally better off because of what's going on in the roofing industry in the area of which you live, right?
Correct.
But at least we're on this call. Like, man, this is fascinating. I don't know how to solve this because there's so many different directions to go. I would just say, like, try to have the medical bill paid off this year and make sure that you've cranked up your 401k. That's all I can really tell you, because come January of next year, whatever, who knows? Maybe you're back down to that base.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you guys only do roofs, or you do other stuff too?
We do other stuff. You know, we do roofing, siding, gutters, windows. I mean, there's, between doing some cold calling and things like that, there's always more opportunities out there. It's just a matter of finding them.
Now, I don't want to get into the area of fraud here, but I have a recommendation. Let's say there's a hailstorm, and you go out quickly and you get some coolers and you collect all the hail, and then you rent and take a helicopter ride over a really nice neighborhood late at night, and then you drop the hail on different sets of very expensive roofs. Do you think that would help with sales?
Oh, I'm sure it would help.
Is that fraud? I think
I don't know. I don't know how legal it would be, but it would definitely help.
I am not a meteorologist. I don't know how that works. I've always thought if you run an alarm company, wouldn't you just go into a neighborhood and break into someone's house? I mean, everyone's just like, oh my gosh, we need an alarm. Isn't that what you would do?
Right, absolutely.
I'm joking, of course, everyone. These are jokes. Hashtag jokes. Yeah, Brian, I don't have the perfect answer, man, because it is such a change. 2 weeks from now, who knows? This is a weird one.
Yeah.
Is your wife's income going to keep going up?
It should, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't think it would go up tremendously unless she changes jobs, but it should increase some.
Man, I don't think I've been stumped this much in a while. But there's no tidy answer. That's the problem. But I would tell you.
The good news is, I mean, unless I've completely slacked off, I mean, the base is never going to be the exact number. You know, I mean, it's always going to be higher than the base.
That's good. That's good.
Maybe not every week, but every year overall.
All right. So I will. We're doing a short episode of this. I will leave you with this: medical debt has to be gone this year, and then the other half of those proceeds on a weekly basis, use it to increase your 401k. You're at 2%. It needs to be cranked to at least 10%, at least.
Okay.
And do that today if you can. If you're not out on a, are you on a roof right now? How great would that be?
That would have been a good idea, but no.
So the guy was looking at my roof the other day because we had a bunch of hail damage, and this is like a man, Brian. Like, this guy's a man. He's on my roof. He's like, he's not afraid to fall. And I'm just thinking, if I'm up there, I'm army crawling. First of all, second of all, I probably got several harnesses and ropes going on. Like, what's it like to be a man, Brian?
Oh, it's not too bad. I mean, there's definitely, roofs that are steep enough that I won't get on, but I think it's just like anything else. The longer you do it, the less the fear settles in, I guess.
Do you ever, like, if you have a coworker on a roof, do you ever go to the job site, sneak there, take the ladder down so they can't get down, and then drive away? Have you done that?
I've not done that, but I have heard stories of insurance adjusters who will go out, deny the roof, and the contractor be mad enough about it that he takes the ladder down and leaves. Oh, I do like that. This is why you're on the show, my friend. Any other questions I cannot answer for you since we're on the phone here together? I'm hoping you can answer some other questions, I guess. Okay. One, I guess, because of the variable nature of the income, would like to know your suggestions on life insurance and hoping that I can protect my groin area with this question. $500,000 to $750,000 in life insurance is what you need, and you probably need a 20-year term policy. So it's going to be determined by your health and whether you use tobacco. You're a young guy, so $500,000 to $750,000 20-year policy would be appropriate. Okay. Yep. And my next question would be, again, due to the variable nature, obviously right now things are good, and you should stop funding that emergency fund, but what's probably going to happen is come December, January, February, that income is going to drop down significantly for at least a few months. But to the base. Should I have to the base, right? Beefed up a little bit? No, but it's dropping. Or was it going to go below the base? it'll probably eventually, or at least for that time period, go below the base would be my guess.
Well,
because a lot of times what they'll do is kind of like almost do like a layoff.
Okay, sure.
Just so there's no money going out during that. So
yeah,
so it'll get beefed up even more at the end of the year, but then it'll drop.
I would definitely account for that. But that's all the reason why if you expand your lifestyle 1 ounce right now, you're in big trouble. Because if not only are you going to go back to base income for a while, but you're going to go below that. So that's why every extra penny to the penny cannot take you to Sizzler. It must go to pay off your medical debt and to go towards your future. You know, $7,000's not bad. You probably want that to $10,000, and if you can, by the end of the year. So we're talking about making some serious adjustments here. But that's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
Please update us. I want to know what happens here. I'm curious.
Okay.
And let me know how dropping recycled hail out of a helicopter works out too. Just just let me know if that works.
I'll see if I can find your house, and we'll try it.
No, not my house. Not my house. My roof is going to be fixed soon. All right, my man. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, Pete. I appreciate everything.
All right, so that's it for this week's program. I've recommended fraud to a person, insurance fraud. If you want to be on the show, be on the show. PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. Until next time, well, I'll see you then.
If you want to be on this podcast and have Pete fix your money life, then hit us up at PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. You heard me. PeteThePlanner.com/podcast. Log on.
This is for information purposes only. It's not the Swiss financial planning device. Consult a financial advisor.
Released from Everest, the fresh is fresh, and you can call me E.T. Word to John Tesh. Let me bless this harmonic presentation. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm the reason. Salutations, I bring you love, drawing greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it? The tinkling of the keys is an homage to the little star. I sojourn over poetic descriptions of sound and travel to my other world. Out of this world, spaceship on my arm took me home, fueled by the ink and the megabytes and the hypertext transfer protocol, stronger than the Skynet and the Terminator. I push faders into warp speed, glide with ease, creating a breeze they call a black hole. Event horizon, no rear view concerns. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. This I adjourn, and beats I burn. Salutations, I bring you love, drawing greetings from a faraway land. I am the sole controller. Put the remote down and let me take control. You're now a part of my zone, so enjoy yourself. Lovetron can restore your health. I bring you greetings, salutations. How you doing? And is that how y'all say it?